We are Sanctum Soho. We're a hotel, restaurant, bar, members club, music emporium, cinema emporium, you name it. We try and put everything together. Bit of a hybrid, boutique hotel, yes, but it's very, very important to keep the boutique feel combined with my music people and combined with my cinema people. We have partners that range from the actor Tamer Hassan, so be careful. The DJ Paul Oakenfold, the band Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden's managers, myself, and we have the people that come here, everybody from rock stars. We built this hotel to facilitate the music industry and the film industry, and we have everybody from rock stars, from people, from actors, media people, high-end management, you name it, they're here. Probably easier to tell you what we haven't got or who hasn't been here than who has. I built this hotel about 15 years ago. It was subject of a BBC TV series called Rock and Roll Hotel. And at that point, we did it with Soho Estates, a guy called John James, who was inspirational with the way that you build it. He also built places like Soho House and everything. And we built it with what was then state of the art. State of the art has moved on quite a lot over 15 years. When Flowtech took over the account and got involved, they informed me pretty much what I knew what was true anyway, is that instead of driving a Rolls Royce, we were now driving a Ford Focus. And to try and work within the confines of the commerciality of a 30-bedroom hotel and a members club for a couple of hundred people into today's technology sometimes is actually harder to replace or part replace what you've already got than starting all again. The issues we had was everything from TVs that were outdated, not because of the TVs that we bought, because we kept refreshing, but the knowledge that we've been given by previous suppliers hadn't given us all the information that we needed. And the combination of that and the integrity and the infrastructure of the hotel just didn't work anymore. And with the change in what people want, I mean, great back in the day when you were used to, you know, flicking on and getting all your programs and everything else and linking on to, you know, a couple of internet channels and everything else. These days, people rarely actually watch TV. They're more interested in what the TV does, like you have at home. You know, you flick on to Netflix, you flick on to Amazon, you flick on to Disney, or go on the internet and everything else. I mean, the whole thing, you know, for me, having been here for 15 years and given what we want to supply was a boutique hotel, so a unique experience, something that's different from the Hilton Hotel or some of the bigger hotels and everything, we were in a bit of a mess. It was an interesting breakthrough, and what made me really, really happy was the personal attention that Flowtech gave me. Flowtech took over the company that supplied our stuff, and Orbis had been a great support system, but you know, realistically, they were either out of the arc or managing my expectations with my, you know, my setup. And speaking to Phil and Neil, they were really pretty direct, but pretty fair. And unlike at that point, I had been looking at other solutions because obviously when a company like Orbis are selling, they maybe don't give you the attention they do. I'm always very fair to give the people the chance. And Flowtech came upon me. We talked. Pretty much immediately I decided that, yeah, they were the guys to go for because they spoke my language. They didn't speak corporate language only. They, you know, one of the parts of the things that I have to do and my challenges is to run a company on a corporate basis, but entrepreneurially, and make things happen, as I say, as a boutique hotel, not as a large hotel. Phil and Neil came on to me. They talked to me. They told me that I was, you know, what I was looking at, how they could resolve it, and they came up with solutions that, frankly, other people that I'd looked at didn't give me those options. And commercially, the other options that I had on other systems and everything were not viable. They worked with me, worked how to make my Ford Focus back into a Ferrari, considering my financial pressures, considering my financial demands, and we came up with a solution. The solution wasn't easy. It was, as I say, difficult because you're not starting from scratch. So every solution, we had a problem here and there, but it was resolved. There were many a time that I was speaking to Phil and Neil at silly o'clock, because when you're in a hotel, nothing ever goes wrong at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. It's always 9 or 10 o'clock on a Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. And people have paid money for rooms and they want what they want. They want TVs, they want internet, they want all this sort of stuff. And we worked and worked and worked, and there were some solutions that I think surprised Flowtech, but they got there. We created a great personal relationship, and I wouldn't use anybody else. The thing that I found different from Flowtech, I was very honest with Phil and Neil that I had to look at alternatives because I'm responsible for this hotel and for the business and everything else, and things were not up to date. But the reality is that half a dozen mainstream, well-known companies, TV companies that I spoke to, telephone companies that I spoke to and everything, they didn't make me feel comfortable. Flowtech made me feel comfortable. You know, Phil and Neil were always available, always there to talk. It would be rare if they didn't call me back in 20 minutes, and this is 10 o'clock at night. In this day and age, extraordinary service. And we're here, and I'm happy, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg, and I have got exactly what I need, and I am completely confident that if I ever get a problem, which happens because life happens, they're at the end of the phone.